You are worthy of love. Hey, good morning. This morning is August 1st, 2016, and we are going to talk about being worthy of receiving love into our life. A lot of times when people go through heartaches or breakups, they're wondering, man, do I really deserve to be loved by somebody else? In my own personal life, sometimes after a breakup, I'm going through and say, man, geez, look, I screwed up this relationship, or things got screwed up, and I just got... Will I be able to make somebody else happy again? Am I worthy of love? And we start to bog ourselves down. I'm very, what I'm trying to say, guilty of this, I guess, is a good way to put it. In my last breakup, I'm thinking, geez, man, I took this wonderful, beautiful relationship and I screwed it up. And am I even worthy of loving somebody again, or is somebody even worthy of loving me again? And this concept of self-worth really starts to affect us when we go through hard times. So today we're going to talk about 10 things that we can do, that we can be aware of, that will help us be worthy of love and feel self-worth and worthy that somebody can actually love us once again. So the first thing we're going to talk about is let in awareness. What I mean by that is let in everything around you, nature, the beauty of life. Let in the people that are around you, the awareness of the love that you actually have in your life. A lot of times, I think about mud when I think about this concept. I think about being stuck in mud. Being in a wheelchair, there's many times in life I got stuck in mud. And so I always thought, hey, when somebody came along and they got me out of that mud and I feel free, so if you're kind of stuck in mud, let the people around you help you. Be aware of the people around you that love you, and just be aware of that awareness. So the second one we're going to talk about is letting in love. That doesn't mean being in love. That means letting in love. Love can come from many different varieties of places. Usually it comes from our friends, our family. It can actually come from a pet. Now I know our pet doesn't love us like people do, but a lot of times when we are feeling down or we're feeling sad and somebody comes up and just gives us a big hug, we're like, okay, yeah, really, am I really worthy of that hug? Or our pet comes to us and they want to cuddle with us, and we push them away because we're feeling self-loathing and we're feeling down. So let in some love in your life. The third one we're going to talk about is let in compassion. Don't be too busy to feel a little bit sorry for yourself, to make room for others. Comfort. Don't let people's willingness to want to help you bog you down or give you the wrong impression. I have many friends, even right in my life right now, that are letting in that compassion for me, that are there for me, that talk to me. I have a couple different friends that almost daily they check in with me, or I talk to them and tell them, man, how frustrating I am, how bad of a day I having, or I heard from her, and this is what's going on, and to let in that compassion really helps. Not only yourself, but those around you feel that they are appreciated and they can really help you through this. So now we're going to talk about letting in forgiveness. Forgiveness can come from a wide variety of different areas. I think the biggest thing is forgiving yourself. No relationship is perfect. No person is perfect. We're all a bunch of imperfect people living in an imperfect world. So forgiveness is a big thing, but also maybe forgiveness from the loved one that hurt you. I know sometimes when you go through a breakup and the person's saying, hey, I'm really sorry I broke your heart, we can build up this wall and say, yeah, right, no, you're not, if you really were sorry, you would stay with me, and we get angry, and trust me, I've been there. Oh my gosh, I've been there. But accepting that forgiveness is a really good way to start being able to be worthy of other people's love, and forgiving yourself also for the mistakes that you've made. That's a big one too. Next one we're going to talk about is letting in laughter. Laughter is really important. Laughter not only is medically proven to help the body, but also lightens the spirit, brings amount of energy into your life, brings energy into the people's lives around you. If we like it or not, sometimes when we are bogged down and we're going through a heartache, man, the people around us, they get bogged down too. You kind of drag them down with us, not intentionally, but a lot of times that happens. And just being able to laugh with those people and have fun with those people, it's an amazing experience. I'll tell you, this personally kind of happened to me yesterday. I was walking down to, actually I was headed to Starbucks. I know, don't condemn me, but yes, I was headed to Starbucks, and I was headed back to my house, and a friend of mine passed by and honked and waved at me, and I smiled at her. And later that night when she called me, she's like, "Hey man, it's so great to see you smiling and seeing the happiness again." And so letting that laughter not only in your life will benefit you, but also benefit the people around you. So remember to laugh a little bit. Next one we're going to talk about is letting the joy in. Love and joy kind of go together a little bit, but joy can come from anywhere between, treating yourself to, let's say you want to go shopping or buy new shoes, or wherever joy comes in your life. Let some joy into your life, and that's really important. Let's talk about next one, let in some gratitude. To me, this is really, really important. I can remember within the last week calling a couple of my friends of mine and thanking them for being there for me, for supporting me, for listening to me. That's a big thing. Oh my gosh, man. If it wasn't for some of my friends and my family in my life, I would really just be really bad off. Many times I call my friend like, "Hey man, I'm having a bad day," or and if you've gone through a breakup, you know that there's certain days that are better than others. There's certain things that remind you of that person, or you saw that person, or for some reason you heard about that person. Let in some gratitude. Call those people up that are important to you and thank them. Also, gratitude can be shown by doing something for somebody else, like unexpected gift at an unexpected time, or just buy somebody their coffee or their dinner or something like that. You'd be amazed. Doing something for somebody else can change your attitude and lighten up your world and remind you that you are worthy of love. Next one we're going to talk about is letting in the silence. I love to get away. I love the ocean. Oh my gosh, that's one of the things me and Sarah did. We went to the coast, and I can remember that it's like 6 months ago. But man, that was an amazing feeling. I remember just sitting beside the ocean one morning, and just sitting there, letting the sound in and letting the silence of life in. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute. There's nothing silent about an ocean. No, what I was meaning is the silence of everyday life, the silence of a busy, hectic life, just sitting there. And I thank God for all the things that He brought into my life, including her, and including the family that He brought into my life. And so let in some silence in your life. Take a little road trip up to somewhere and just sit and meditate. And if you are a believer, then talk to God. Let Him in, and that's really important. So next thing we're going to talk about is serendipity. Man, I love this word. This is one of my favorite words, right up there with carpe diem. Serendipity is basically random acts that happen in our life, something that comes into our life at a serendipitous moment where we're not expecting it, but it's just something that, like, wow, kind of lifts our spirits. It can be either somebody just calling you out of the blue that you haven't heard from for a while, that maybe at one time you had some feelings for. It can be somebody that smiled at you in the Starbucks line, or whatever it is. But be ready and open for some of those serendipitous moments. I love that word. And the last one we're going to talk about is let in the pain. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, I have enough pain in my life. I'm going through a breakup. Damn it, I don't need any more pain. It's not that I'm thinking that you need more pain in your life. What I mean is use that pain to something great, okay? What I mean by is channel that pain into something better, something better than self-loathing, something better than feeling sorry for yourself. Don't try to hide it that you're going through a hard time. So to add a personal note to this vlog, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this vlog. In some ways I am dealing with this anger and this pain I have in my life, and I'm hoping that that pain can benefit somebody else. I'm hoping people will be able to watch this videos or my video, sorry, and say, wow, you know, look what this guy's gone through, and I feel the same way. And you know, I'm hoping that my pain could also help inspire other people around me, locally and also globally. Many times in my life I remember talking to other people about their relationships and their heartache they're going through, and I was glad that I got that experience. I could help them. Sure, do I wish I did not go through so many breakups in my life? Yes. I'm 40 years old. I'll be honest with you, I'm 40 years old. I've always had a dream of getting married, and that has not happened. Whatever the reason, I thought this last relationship was it. I remember meeting this person and just saying, wow, this is it. You know, I've waited my entire life for this person. And then when they're gone, I felt this anger and this pain. And so this is one of the reasons why I started to do this video series, is order to take that pain and channel it into something that may help somebody else. And you can do the same thing, whether it be, you know, volunteering, whether it be you know, hanging out with friends, making new friends, whatever it may be. Try to take that pain that you're feeling right now in your life, if you're feeling that pain, and put it into something productive. And I guarantee you it will open up some doors. It'll make you feel better, and you'll start realizing that that pain wasn't such a bad thing, and you can work through it. So anyways, hey, thank you so much for tuning in today's vlog. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Remember, you are loved. You can be loved. You are worthy of love. Have a great day, and God bless.